and that can take me a bit depending on how fast that loads up. So that can take me a bit depending on how fast that loads up. Okay, it's loaded in, so I'll mute it rather than. Okay, hey guys, it's Sarge here. Today I am playing on Minecraft. I don't think I've done a lot of Minecraft videos in, like, I'd like to say a few years now. It used to be exclusively what I streamed on my channel back when I was younger, but I haven't been, after some time of not playing Minecraft. It was around the Vibrant Visuals update, I'd say. No, it was a little before that. I stopped playing Minecraft for a long time due to getting a lot of motion sickness from it, and I wasn't having a lot of ambition with Minecraft. I had some small, like, phases in Minecraft where I'd be, like, I don't know, really invested into doing one particular thing. Once I got that done, given up on worlds and things like that. But this world has been going strong for about 3 weeks. I've invested a lot of time into it. I've been logging on daily. I've completed my main tasks that I usually start off a world with, which is 1, building a particular shrine off of a tutorial, and then 2 is building creeper farm and obviously getting max tools. I didn't stream it before because a lot of this work was done on weekdays, and weekdays means I am home with family. I might get into streaming a bit more in the future, I don't know. Kind of depends on how available I feel. But it's probably not going to be much different than the current schedule. I kind of just post whenever I feel like it, not really all the time. I should specify right now the world is on peaceful. Reason being that it's not really worth me adding the challenge of mobs. I can deal with mobs just fine. Just a bit of a nuisance. Most of the main achievements of this world are done off stream due to, like I said, this is a realm with my siblings and a close friend of mine. So most of those are exclusive to that, but I thought it would just be fun to stream like some of the more monotonous tasks, so I have something to do whilst I'm building, farming, things like that. Right now I'm farming iron to make a beacon. I already have the beacon ready, it's just I need the iron to power it. I can't see. Okay. But yeah, I think back to the topic at hand. I've been playing this realm a lot, so I just felt like it would be cool to record it just so I could look back on it. Now, I think if you look back on my channel a few times, there's been many iterations of a world called 1 Year. 1 Year was one of my long-lasting worlds I'd log into often. It's a world that's meant to be, the name is meant to be changed every year to show how old it is, but also to mark achievements you've done in, like, within that year. And by the end of the year, not this year, but not like in January, but all the way back around into October is when this world will be changed to 2 year, because that is the day it was born, when it was started, things like that. Current progression in this world is that everyone on the server has full netherite enchanted gear. They have almost all the items minus the sword and pants have their max enchantments. The sword missing knockback and the pants missing swift sneak. Of course, different variations of this the boots if you want, depending if you want Frostwalker, Depth Strider, but Depth Strider is generally more productive, especially since the group mainly lives near water. But also we build around a lot of water. It's kind of like a faction server. There's no, because it's just a small knit of people who are playing on the server, just like I said, me and my siblings, oftentimes my brother playing split screen with me. There's not really any need for like war essentially, or battles between. It's kind of just showing off your builds and who has the coolest stuff. My area I chose out early on. I usually go like super far away in worlds, like going like 10,000 blocks or something normally. But for this world I decided to try to stay close to spawn, and I found a really nice place just right there, which was pretty cool. Okay, we gotta go this way. So I have a nice setup going. Like I said earlier, I built a shrine off camera because, one, I didn't expect to film the world, or wasn't really thinking about it, and two, it would be very boring for me to do that build specifically because I was following a tutorial, like I said. I believe I'll show you like the username of the tutorial once I get up there. This is a basic bedrock creeper farm. I was attempting to make a chunk loader right here, but have failed to do so far. There is automatic collection right here. I'm not going to be staying here while I'm streaming, but it's just a good mental note of that. I'm going to try to save my rockets. And then directly this way, I built that at 500, 500, negative 500, negative 500, just for easy locating. I'm going the wrong way, it's this way. Because it's simple to remember negative 500 twice. And then you just go this way, diagonal to it, and you'll find the house pretty close by. This world is slightly modded. It's mostly vanilla, even though I do have a lot of add-ons. Not a lot, but I do have extra add-ons, but I just don't feel the need. And also, since I have a realm, I have access to marketplace pass items. But I wanted to keep it as vanilla as possible because another one-year iteration I felt like got ruined because I added like a farming and furniture mod, which overwhelmed me. So I decided to keep it pretty simple, only adding a shader, a tree chopping mod, and a grave mod. This is the setup. These are like wood and like other materials chests that I'd use for that, which we'll go look at here in a second. This stuff's pretty disorganized, organized, if what I'd like to say. This is our banner. Yes, both designs are off Google. It's pretty easy to look up. That's my friend's horse. My horse is over there. Shulker boxes over here. They're all colored for that. This is mangrove, deep slate, dark oak, dirt and spruce, and some other things, sandstone, and then the other ones are over there being used as temporary storage for dirt and stone. Okay, this platform here at the bottom with the mangrove and the deep slate, this one's completely my design. I didn't follow any tutorials for this. I made it a long time ago on a separate realm, but that realm ended up not working out, mainly due to a lot of duping, which kind of made it lose its charm when you can just, you know, easily grab anything you wanted. So this world feels a lot more personal when you farm it yourself. I did this all by myself. My friend who usually gets my materials, was not online at all, which is okay. It feels a lot more rewarding now that I got it done. But it's slightly different than what I did last time. This time it has two sides, just pretty much copy-pasted from front to back. This is a very symmetrical design, which makes it pretty easy to work with duos, but I did not do that. Inside is our animal of worship, the brown sheep. Brown sheep has a lot of lore between me and my friends. This is Tomoyori. They're all essentially just named after ranks in the Japanese, like, shrine thing. This is Kanushi. Misame. I don't know where Gujiro is. No, that's Kanushi. He might have went upstairs. But there's another one near the top. We believe this brown sheep to be good luck. They have many stories about them throughout many Minecraft worlds, which me and my friend hold very dear, so it's a very fond memory. So before we even made our house, I decided to make a shrine in order to like start off the world to feel, you know, more hopeful and whatnot. You might have been wondering, why do I have my trees stacked up here? It's to avoid the spread of this. This stuff I don't like. I don't like cleaning it up, so I put my trees in the sky so they wouldn't spread. For the netherite farming, I had these guys set up. My sister colored some of them for her own thing. I just ended up using it to help frame out my next project. Something good about a tutorial, I believe, is that you can like use the tutorial to learn techniques to apply to your own builds. In this one, I've learned like how to apply this right here, like the roofing support, the details of that, the 3-5-5-3 rule. 3-5-3-5-5. It's just increments of 3 and 5. I know how to do the roofing style now. I know I learned a lot that I can apply to other builds to keep the similar style. That's why I thought it was a good start, even if it's not my own creation. The real creator is right here, Diddy HD. It's not a very good name nowadays, is it? But that's the video. You can look up Shrine Base Minecraft, which that should usually find it if you just scroll down a bit. It's one of the top searches because it is a very beautiful build. If you want to build similarly to me, just replace the acacia with mangrove, like all acacia items with mangrove, and then the stone items with deep slate, and you'll get the exact same result I did. I also replaced some stuff here where instead of tall grass I added flowers. And then I added the banners to my own spots. The bottom floor is the only place that is decorated, mind you. So I think you guys saw that as I was walking around. Right now I need to see how much iron I have because I don't really want to start mining without it. I was trying earlier, did not go well. So I'm just gonna clear out my inventory. We'll just go over here. I do need to, I'll keep a hand on that. I do need to, sorry. I need to grab myself a lead. I did throw mine out the other time because me and my friend were handling a special lead. I'll tell the lore about it here in a second. The lore that just happened. I gotta make sure I drink enough liquids or else my throat will get sore. But I'm not too worried. I just looked at my screen. I'm not too worried about elytra durability. I have 2 others in my ender chest. My cats are arguing. Why? Connor, don't do your little footsie stamps. come here. What are you doing? Stop doing that. Okay, he just needed some pets and he was gone. I guess they were getting playful or something. Holy shit, I forgot he was grabbing iron too. Okay. So we need roughly 22 stacks of straight iron. If you're wondering why we were smelting copper, we thought copper would be able to do a beacon, as I looked it up and it said yeah, as long as it's not oxidized. It did not light up even though nothing was oxidized, so we're just kind of stuck here. Oh wait, why am I throwing that in there? I gotta mind that. That is out of... Nope, stop. Okay. I keep put... Huh. No. Wait. Have I been smelting blocks? I shouldn't. Yeah, I am smelting blocks. That was a waste. It's because I can fortune it, which increases the value. So, anyone who's confused why I shouldn't, there's your answer. Though I feel like that is an unnecessarily needed description. Oh. Let's see how much we get. Right now we are at about 3 stacks of iron. Of iron stuff, so we'll tower up and then mine it down about right here. This platform's big enough to, for the most part, catch. I gotta turn off that. Notice that my elytra is completely healed. That is from the furnace EXP. It's pretty good if you're smelting a lot of things, which after a certain point in the game you usually don't need to. But I haven't started an iron farm yet. I do have a lot of villagers hidden under the hill around right there. But I actually relocated an entire village due to me wanting that island that I poorly terraformed. I still need to work on it. But that's for a different project, different day, because I need to get a base down. And I have a lot of plans for this, mainly to turn this entire area right here into a village, specifically with like a shrine right there, like a smaller shrine, not like that big, and then lighthouse, just a few places to be of interest. The skyline's already looking cool just with the shrine. Really excited to see it once the palace or the emperor place over there is built. That is my next project, actually, using techniques I've learned from that tutorial building to apply to my emperor building. It's going to be in the same color palette, the walls mainly being oak, sandstone, and birch, and the roof being mangrove and dark oak, with the supports being jungle and spruce. That is the plan. I'm trying to figure out what to talk about. It's just me talking to myself here. The only person I'm entertaining is myself here in the future. If anyone were to be in the future and ask to join the realm, no. I'd probably never let any strangers onto the realm. Mainly just because I don't know, I can't trust no griefing, if that makes sense. And also this is a very personal world, so I only want it to be with people I want to hang out with for the future, if that makes sense. So like close friends and siblings, obviously. Right now it's only 4 people. In the future it might increase, but it's unlikely because I've already asked some of my other close friends if they wanted some stuff and they didn't want to join. One didn't have enough storage and the other one never responded, but that's okay. But yeah, this world is a pretty personal one, so in the means we're at. Let's fill these up. This one can donate some. We gotta see like how much. I don't think I have enough quite yet. I think I'll still have to go around mining more, which is annoying because a lot of the iron in this region has been mined up for the sake of anvils, because I had to do most of the enchanting in the realm, most being almost all, because I was on the realm the most, and thus I was the enchanting jockey. Sorry, I heard something. So I just go around and make sure everything's enchanted for everyone, just to make the process a bit smoother when wanting to do certain activities like fight the Wither. But I guess I could go on about the story of the brown sheep. So a few years back, I jokingly decided to make my favorite. It's my cat. I jokingly decided to make my favorite animal the brown sheep, because my favorite color is brown, surprisingly. And I was like, brown sheep, that's perfect. And so with that, I would go ahead and make jokes like, if I ask the brown sheep for directions, it'll lead me there. Over time, it started to like actually get things right. Like I'd ask for a village and it turned to a specific direction, like eat, and then I'd follow it that direction and eventually run straight into a village. For this world specifically, my friend followed a brown sheep and was like, okay, where do I get diamonds? And it pointed to a spot. He went forward, found a shallow cave, and I told him, keep going forward, the brown sheep told you to go there. And he did, and he came out, he went into a larger cave, came out with like a stack of diamonds. Now he didn't mind like 64 ores. He had a fortune pickaxe that I lended him for that time. It was still a fun experience for that, because it was like, hey, brown sheep got him all the diamonds for his gear. Of course, I did the remaining work of getting the netherite, but he mined his own diamonds. And just tonight, me and him went and fought the Wither for beacon, because I was like, I really don't wanna, I really didn't want to mine stone with just an efficiency 5 pickaxe, because it took about a little less than a second per block, but it was not insta-mine level, so it felt relatively slow, if that makes sense. I did do most of the work without a beacon, but decided this was the best time to actually start with a beacon. This is the first thing I like officially built in the world, because enchantments first, then building, and all that. Even though efficiency 5 on a pickaxe or an axe, or not, efficiency 5 on a pickaxe does make a huge difference. Efficiency 5 on axe doesn't make much of a difference when mining like trees, because tree chopper mod kind of just insta-mines them. It's only slightly slower because you take a little longer to mine the one brick, but it's not that much of a difference. This is out of coal. You have some spare. Standing still isn't really gonna do anything, but if I move that way to show the plans of what I'm making, it will be out of render so they won't smelt. I made a cow pit after I started the villagers so I could get books. Now it's like a food source when I'm not playing on peaceful. Reason I started putting on peaceful was because one, my brother doesn't like playing on hard at certain times, and then two, damn, have not been checking that bottom corner. And then two, I had a fine set of resources. Like, I had a certain amount of blocks with a few stacks extra for this build, and I didn't want a chance at getting exploded by a creeper and then having to re-farm mid-placing. I just kind of wanted to make sure that I just had all of the materials ready. So, yeah. That's one of the banners, the fox one specifically. You needed you guys have done it. I needed a creeper charged pattern, I believe. And so I had to wait for a thunderstorm. But realism biomes, the shader pack, not shader pack, but the thing that turns my sky into this messes with specifically thunderstorms, like the interactions with it. I think it's removed most of the time. So I had to turn it off in order to wait for a farm or a thunderstorm, and then I went over here. This is a flattened area. I was only gonna put my house here. You can see the battle scars on this land for what happened. But what was I saying? Oh, we're close. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. We still need quite a bit more, so we'll have to go more on an expedition. But and the entire time I had that shader pack off, my sky was completely gray. Like, there was no sun, there was no clouds, nothing like that. I still got the effects of rain, so I knew when it was raining and when to check for thunder. Usually when I usually have my headphones in on my laptop while I'm watching YouTube. But during that time, anytime it was raining, I'd put my headphones on my controller so I could hear for thunder and just have my YouTube playing out loud, even though I'm playing in the living room. I have not explored this area much, so trick to avoid that. My throat's getting scratchy. I've been talking a lot today. Yeah. Can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, dang it. You stop thinking for 1 second and boom, all your thoughts are gone. That's a cool village. That's a cool. Copper. Copper's pretty useless. I wish it worked on beacons. That would have been much better on my day. I'm gonna try see if I can turn up my video. My brightness is at maxed, so still can't see. Okay, I'm just gonna grab them with fortune now. Just a grab and go method, no need to collect them all up and mine them down again. I don't know, like how the camera mirror looks pretty fine, so guess I think it's just the glare from the kitchen light. So if I'm having too much trouble seeing if there's iron in a spot, I'll just take a quick glance at my screen, see. But it's a few seconds delay, so that would be pretty inefficient. What we're going for is roughly 4 stacks iron. A little more than that. 4.5 stacks about. Because we need to finish off the stack about, so 3 iron blocks, which is 27 iron just for that, and then about half of another stack. Because you need 164 blocks to complete a beacon. And I have about 120 right now. So actually maybe a little more than 4.5, maybe 5 or 6. It's really interesting for me, streaming wise. I don't do it a lot. When I do it, it's usually late at night, either on Genshin just to show a progress update, like I started, just simple things like that. I haven't played Minecraft in a while, so it's kind of weird. There's not much to talk about when there's no one to talk to. And I can't really change that, obviously. I know my channel's not going to have a lot of viewership. Obviously, I don't stream often. I don't stream for long. So, algorithm-wise, I am not going to have a lot of viewers. If I really wanted to pursue like YouTube as a career, which I would think is cool, it's just not my priority. If I were to pick like a priority job, it'd be psychology, secondary job being like a manga artist or something. The American version. Not exactly comics. Every time I hear comics, I think of like Marvel, but the way I draw feels more similar to manga, but manga refers to specifically Japanese-made comics. So it is comics, I just prefer manga, just by the style of my drawings. As you can see in my profile picture, I did draw that myself, thank you. Things like that. I would like to, maybe one day, primarily be a story artist. But I unfortunately don't really see a future in art, or just not one where I could self-sustain. I know like the basic steps of like promoting art or something like that, but it's really an RNG factor on and how often you post. I've always told myself, like, if I were to post on TikTok or post for a story, I'd always make things ahead of time. So like if I were to do a comic, I've been reading a lot of comics recently. If I were to make a comic, I would not start the I would not draw the first episode, post it, and then work on the second episode. I'd draw the entire season, then post the season in increments. So it gives me time to draw a decent amount into the second season, maybe, or even finish the second season, depending on, you know, how effective of a worker I am, and how many times I take breaks, or how much I feel like art is doing. Because one of the most important things about content creation, or what I've heard, because obviously I am not successful in it, what I've heard from successful creators giving advice is consistency is important. If you are inconsistent with uploads, people will forget about you, really fast. Like, if you are not posting regularly and you have, I'd like to say, like, average entertainment, you're not gonna build an audience, because you have to build an audience off a lot to have inconsistent upload schedules, or you have to stream and post inconsistently. So your main viewership is on streaming, secondary is on, like, videos. But it's a good rule of thumb to just post as consistently as you can. I haven't been doing that due to schooling, obviously. I am still a student, will be a student next year, and then after that I'll probably be doing work. I'll probably work a year and then start college. So I'm gonna be one busy guy. And I don't know if I have the ability to start YouTube. I do think I could. A lot of people think this. I do think I could have an interesting insight for streaming. If I had more people to bounce off of, I feel like I'd sound more entertaining, I guess. Talking to myself, I'm not really entertaining. I just kind of loop in circles. I lose the track on what I'm talking about. And I just babble on. Because there's no structure, there's no feedback loop, you know what I mean? I can't say something, get feedback from an audience, and then try again. I do want to try out drawing streams sometimes, where I stream and draw. That, I feel like, would make my drawing a lot easier. Now, I use Ibis Paint, but I do not use it on my phone. I think most of the time when I see drawing streams, it's mostly on TikTok, on like TikTok Live, but I don't draw on my phone, and I don't know if I'm even able to do a TikTok Live there, and also just based on Discord quality of my streams, I don't think I'd be able to draw effectively like that. So, I think I just need to either lessen my resolution or get a better laptop or even a PC. So, but that will be many years in the making, because if you want a high-end laptop like that, you gotta do it yourself. And I don't plan on starting work until summer and then quitting when school starts, because the first and most important thing, to me at least, is schooling. I have a lot of ambitions that require college and things like that to reach, especially if you are dealing with like medical things, and psychology is a medical major. It is a job that can either be for therapy, where you try to help people with the problems, or it is a job where you try to diagnose people with the problems. Either way, you need to have a lot of knowledge, get accepted in some pretty good schools. So, money is not my priority. My priority is good grades. Now, having summer money, some of it will be the summer money. What I plan to do with that is, this is assuming I got a job, because there's a lot of steps to that. I'd have to find a job near my home, because my parents want me to pay for driving lessons. So, I'd have to be saving for that, a PC, and then all that. And I don't want to go down there. I don't think there's a lot of iron. It's dark as hell. So the main two things are driving lessons and a PC. I want to try to get enough to be able to pay for driving lessons, so once I learn how to drive, I can get either a job I'd like better or a higher paying job, because the jobs near me I don't know if I'd say I'm qualified, just there's some jobs I don't think I'd be able to join, either because my sister's working there, or because, like, something else. So, I might just work at a McDonald's. You'll see me slinging the fries. The fries. No, the fries. It'll be something like that. Oh my goodness, I keep falling. There's more, yeah. Just mine this out, make sure. I don't think there's any more. But yeah, plan for the summer job is to save for a good PC, because my current one's glitching, which I find strange because it's barely a year old. And it is not a cheap laptop, it is a decent, like, it's a nice one. It's a Windows 10 Pro. So, it should not be glitching after a year, but it is. And do not know why, which is kind of annoying, because most of my devices usually last longer. I had a touchscreen laptop, which was cheaper, but lasted me way, way longer, up until the time I got this laptop, and then it died, because the hinge was starting to pop out. Due to being dropped and cracking near where the hinge was for you to flip it to tablet mode. But it still worked just fine even without the hinge. Not just fine, it was a little laggy, but it didn't crash much. Or at least not that I remember. This one's been crashing a lot though. Like, sometimes twice a day. I'd have to reset it, or it'd reset itself. It's a very interesting process. And just the other day, it crashed twice in a row. It crashed when I opened and logged in. And then before I could even type in my password, it crashed again. It was very annoying. But I'm just hoping it can last me till I get a new one. My laptop has pretty good specs. It can run IBIS Paint mostly smooth. It does have its intense moments where it glitches out or lags. But as long as I'm keeping my tabs to a minimum, I'm not streaming on Discord, especially if I start streaming on Discord, it is a slideshow for the both of me and the viewer. So, cannot stream it. That may account to the fact that it is a pretty large canvas size. There's diamonds down here. I only got one, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna go back up. I don't need diamonds, I have enough. If I need diamonds, I'll go mine for them specifically, but I'm here for iron, and I just do not want to get myself too thrown into this cave, because the deeper you go, the less iron you're going to see, so I'd just rather be in the sweet spot to get iron. I don't want to go through that. Trying to rest my voice for a second. It's hurting. Had a yap fest with my friend, and then I immediately hop on here and start yapping at y'all. Y'all being no one, but I digress. If I were to become a YouTuber or something like that, I do have people in mind on who, like, what type of streamer or YouTuber I'd want to be. I have people I look up to in the streaming space, people who I believe are really cool. Obviously, I lack certain things that they have, like One of my favorite streamer is Joe Bartolozzi. He's a really cool guy. And I relate to a lot of his takes a lot. And overall, I think he's a very, how do I describe it? It's a weird way to describe it. I think this streamer and YouTuber is, I hold him in high regard. There's takes that he has that I agree with. He has experiences that I feel like I could relate to, or at least the way he speaks of them. I don't think he's had the exact same experiences as me. The way he handles certain conversations is cool. The way he explains things is cool. Also, he has funny moments where he'll crash out at his chat, and that is enjoyable to watch, of course. His reactions are funny. I think I just watched one of his videos, or I think, like, I didn't just do it right before the stream, but I was watching him react to a video about a guy raising ducks, quails, and ostriches, and it was just him cringing about the ostriches. It was really funny. And also, I enjoy watching some queso, specifically simulator games. Which, you know, that's some of the most basic thing to say. Queso is like the second most popular Twitch streamer, one of the most popular YouTubers out there, but I still will enjoy his content. It's not as much as Joe Bart. I think I watch Joe Bart by far the most. I think Joe Bart and Kenji are the ones I watch. I like... Kenji is more of like a chaotic streamer. I like Joe Bart because he has a good balance. He's... I don't know if he'd like being called smart, but he has, in my opinion, relatively informed things. He has interesting perspectives on things. I especially enjoy his philosophy channel. I'll make sure to tune into that every so often. He's a good mix of loud and like reactive and like toned down stuff like that. I'm trying to think of like what other content I watch on YouTube, since that's like the main topic I've put myself into. I watch a lot of Dead by Daylight content, yeah. I did watch a little bit of Minecraft when I started this realm, but I have not actually done much of that anymore because I don't want YouTube thinking I'm a fucking child. Because I'm watching Minecraft, so I'll just, you know, put in a healthy bit of Dead by Daylight so that the big brother YouTube is like, oh, this person's just weird. But other than Dead by Daylight, I watch content around Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. And then outside of video games, I watch YouTube documentaries, usually about like other YouTubers and controversies. I think those are interesting. After that, I have react channels or like random games channels like Queso, Joe Bart. I watch those types of videos. Queso, I don't watch a lot of. Like I said, I only watch his simulator videos on a regular basis. And then sometimes I'll zone out to one of his horror videos. And it's not because he's not entertaining, it's just I like things that I can put on in the background and look at when it comes to Queso. And Queso's flame doesn't just hit the same for me when it's not applied to a simulator game. He brings a lot of life to simulator games, which I admire. And I wish I could do that, but most of the simulator games are on PC, and my PC is not able to run those games effectively, and especially not with a stream on. It would just be a horrible viewing experience, in my opinion. So, instead, I think I would just stick to console games. I would like to play more of Yotei, as Monday Yotei New Game Plus will be coming out, so maybe I could do a series on that. I've already 100%ed the base game, and due to a promise I made my friend, I'm going to be going into New Game Plus on the hardest difficulty. It should be advised that the reason I accepted this deal was because he beat his first try on the game on the hardest possible settings he could muster. And so he was like, you should do it. I'm like, fine, I'll do it. On New Game Plus. And so, that is what I'm doing. In that game, I've completely 100%ed it. I've done all the possible quests. Actually, I don't think possible. All of the counting quests, because I've gotten to do all the missions, like badge, but I found a mission while just wandering around. So either it was updated in my time, which I doubt, because it's a story game, you usually don't add missions in story games after its release, or it could just be how they do it, I don't know. I got Yotei many years after its release. There's a diamond over there, but I don't really want to go to it. I don't want to spend the time going to it, I'm just here for the iron. But yeah, I got Tsushima well after its release. Already when it was like on the down low of players, on Legends mode. I still 100%ed it, but it's just, I don't know how their updates work. I think Legends will come within the next year, so that is something to look forward to content-wise. I don't think I'd be streaming Legends mode though, because I have social anxiety when it comes to games. I don't really talk to people on games. I get embarrassed. I just hate it in general. It gives me all sorts of... It's like talking to strangers, and I don't like talking to strangers. Even if they can't see me, I can't see their face, I just still avoid it for the most part. Plus, I have very little expectations to be making friends online. And that's alright. I have my main friend group, and I don't need anyone else. Friend group and family, but that's not really... Family doesn't really count. It's like a support system, but... I have no idea where I am. Okay, that was not an exit. That is an exit, though. Ah, I escaped anyway. Okay, I'm going the wrong direction. Direction's this way, roughly. But, yeah. I feel like my YouTube channel is more like an archive channel, where I can document some thoughts that I may look back on in the future, or just moments in time that I see fondly. Like, oh yeah, I remember this world, or oh yeah, I remember doing this. I had such a weird obsession with this, blah blah blah. I do that sometimes. Like, mainly on my Genshin update videos, I'll go back and look at my Genshin account and be like, hey, that was my Wanderer's build so long ago. It's very interesting how it's progressed now. Or like ideas I had on the game, or like what I was excited about. I did try Wawa again. I deleted shortly after due to Yotei. Or something else, I can't remember. But I wanted to do something. And Yote was not cutting it. Or no, Yote was perfectly cutting it. Yote was a great game. It was an actual masterpiece, actually. It made me cry at the end, not because the ending was necessarily sad. It is sad for many people, but it was not too devastating for me, but I did cry because I was like, I finished way too soon. Because I was playing a shitload of Yote. And by shitload, I mean I was playing, I think first day on release, I played from 12 to 10. Or I think it was a 12 to 12 shift on Yote. And I only had a 1 hour break where I took a nap. And I came back to it. No, I did not complete the game within that time. I completed it, I think I completed the game within 3-4 days. 100%ed it on my first try. You gotta hold out your tools that you want repaired and then boom. I said boom like it was gonna be impressive. But yeah. I really do want to do more Yote content. With New Game Plus, I could do more of that. Talk about, like, what I find interesting about Yote. I really love the Ghost universe, the way they write people. It's really sad to see people disregard it as woke and stuff. Because it had a woman lead. It's kind of, but, you know, that's a minority of people. And people who think that way are just kind of too extreme for their own good. Can't really do anything to change their mind, so it's better to live your life in bliss and enjoy the things you enjoy. For me personally, I enjoy Yote, so I enjoyed Yote. So it doesn't affect me that much whether or not some random guy on the internet thinks it's woke culture. It's the woke mob trying to get him. But it was interesting to me. Just seeing that. Specifically about Atsu's appearance. By all means, Atsu is an attractive character. It's just, you know, not animified, you know. Making her look more like an anime girl rather than a realistic Japanese woman. But I feel like most of that's just troll culture. Or just like trying to get a rise out of people by like shitting on the character and all that. Hold on, I gotta do some math. 64 times 2. 128 plus 19. 147. Pretty close. We need about 20 more things. 24 more blocks. Which I have no concept if we have enough for that. We're losing a lot of coal. I should have been more farming it. But I'll just, next time my friend gets on, I'll send him out to do that. There is a lot of coal over there that I'll naturally pick up. Due to just terraforming. It is a stone shore, so it's just gonna have that going for it. I think my favorite way to mine iron is to fly around and look for stony hills. That's mainly where like coal is, but it's still there. My throat's hurting a lot. I might need to hop off talking for no reason. There's no one here. It's not like I have anyone to entertain, but having it for like future reference, just talking to myself for the future, or if I ever end up taking YouTube seriously and it takes off as a career, which it's a 1 in a million chance that I don't think I'd take. I don't think I'd be able to take a grasp of. It would be like people, you know, going back and looking at who I was. So it could be like a time capsule of what I was at this age. If it could be like a sort of piece of content, I guess, where I'm like going back and looking at old streams, which would be fun, I guess. Okay, ended with 6436, so let's do that. That makes exactly what we needed, actually, like on the dot what we needed. That is wonderful. Now we can actually do the main task after we've run out of iron. Lovely. That's why I didn't want much time. It's already at 41. Okay. I'm gonna sleep and we'll set up the beacon over there. I think after that I'll end stream though. Just maybe I'll mine one hill because I don't want to lose my voice because I'm talking to nobody but myself. But I'll show off what the plans I got. I forgot I need something valuable. But I also need to do some AFKing, I need more rockets, I have so much I need to do, and it's just not entertaining if I have my character standing still at a farm whilst I yap about a random story, and then go on to complain about my voice hurting because I'm talking by myself. Before I go, we could get a name for a brown sheep going, because that area that I'd build spawns a lot of brown sheep. I think I need a male name. I have a lot of female priestess. Oh wait, no, I already have one. Saishuno Miko. She keeps dying because she gets in boats. This will be the third Saishuno Miko, but she's coming back home. We just say she reincarnates all the time, which she does. Next brown sheep will be her. We had a bee farm here because we believed we needed to wax the copper. Newsflash, that changed nothing. I didn't farm it entirely. That would have killed me if it did. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When building something, it's good to keep in mind, like, if you're remembering, okay, it's a 9 by 9 space, this is the example, and you do one line first, make sure when you go here, you don't go 1, 2, you go 1, 2. You start on the block that's already placed. My friend made that mistake just when we were hanging out doing the copper one. Actually, the copper pyramid's over there. Holding the holy lead. I'll tell that story later in the future. It's a very fun story. It's one I'll remember for some time. It happened just on the call we were in. And it was quite funny. Wait. I smile just thinking about it. But, yeah. We're walking on thin ice with this beacon. But it is a beacon, so it should be fine, especially since I have it on peaceful mode. So, peaceful mode when I'm doing stuff out here. It will eventually be lit up like that island, so I won't have to worry about mob spawning, but for now it is just this. And then, beacon. I think we all know which one we get. Let's see how nice this is. Right over here. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Just insta-mines it. It feels very nice. It's raining. No, it's just blowing air. Oh, is it too far? It is too far. I'm gonna have to move it. We'll mine that over there. But we definitely need to move the beacon a bit closer. I thought I had more range than that. That's weird. Could have sworn it did. Yeah, round right there removes the effect. So I'll just keep running in and out of the effect. So weird to me. Yeah, it's like right here where it starts blinking out. Or is it just resetting itself? Weird. I'll stand right here and see what happens. No. It is legitimately out of range from this spot. So maybe I'll move it like closer to there, because I just need to clear this area that my sister left me out. Had her helping me for a bit, but it's okay, she had to leave. I think maybe, I feel like if I added actions and stuff, it'd be more visually pleasing. The only thing I don't like about actions and stuff is I don't like the new textures. It's very weird. Because that's like the whole thing for action stuff other than the actions. Is that like a lot of people like the texture pack, but I don't. I don't like textures on Minecraft. I like to keep my textures as vanilla as possible. It's just more cozy to me. So when I started this world, I was looking for things that like minimize change. Like just things that made the world feel nicer, like a grave, instead of your stuff just being thrown about. It lasts a bit. Or not, it's like put in a chest, so you're less likely to want to rage quit. There we go, got that hill down. Now we are gonna move the beacon closer to the hill so I can take care of that hill without having to do this back and forth motion. I think now I'm gonna end stream because just seeing me mine hills like this is not very entertaining. It's not good for my voice. But whoever's watching this, I hope you had a great time watching me as I had a great time playing for you. And as always, I'll see you whenever I do another stream.